In today's video, I am bringing to you the long-awaited bookshelf tour slash challenge that I'm challenging myself with this year. I am super excited about this video, but then at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am dreading it a little. Because do you see this monstrous bookshelf here? It has one, two, three, four, five, six shelves, okay, full of books. What I plan to do with the challenge is I am going to turn, instead of it being from the spine, they're all going to be like this. And then once I read that book, I'm going to put it back. So that's going to tell me and tell you guys that I finished that book. All of these books are not going to be here, okay? I'm going to mainly put the books that I want to read this year. So I'm thinking I might put like the series I want to complete on top, and then like all the other books that I plan to read this year, like, in the lower shelves. I don't know how many books is going to be here, but like whatever else I'm not reading that's going to be taken off of here, my thought, my logic, it'll work out in my favor, and I can put them down here as opposed to trying to figure out where I'm gonna put the rest of those books where they're safe. But it's gonna be a little crazy, and I have a feeling that either this is gonna consume the rest of my day or it's gonna go into 2 days. But I'm hoping I can get it done by a certain time. Hopefully I don't get distracted, and yeah, we know how that go, right? But yeah, that's basically what it is. But anyways, without further ado, let's start this journey, okay? Let's start this bookshelf journey. As you saw, I removed all my candles and little bookmarks and pins that I have on display. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 piles. And one pile is going to be the books that I read. The second pile is going to be the books that I'm not planning to read this year. And then the third pile, of course, is going to be the books that I plan on reading this year. So while I'm cleaning my shelves and reorganizing everything, I'm also going to take out the books that I am unhauling. So there's a fourth pile. I'm going to have an unhaul pile. I think this is going to be interesting. You know what? I'm going to keep recording because I think it's going to be interesting to see how many books from here that I have currently that I read. So let's see. Did I ever finish Caraval? I don't think I finished Caraval. No, look, it still has the bookmark. Oh my god, this is definitely a series I plan on completing this year. Yeah, I got up to page 73. Why did I stop? I don't know, but definitely something I plan on reading. But we're not taking that out. We're focusing on the books I've read from my bookshelf. Guys, this is pretty embarrassing. The fact that I have more books that I haven't read than books that I read. It's so funny because I get super excited when I take out a book that I've read, but then when I look at everything else I haven't read, I'm just like, I love this series. The Thousand Floor and The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee. And I actually didn't finish the last book, so I probably do like a reread of it
because I remember some, but I know that I like this series and it's one I plan to keep. So I would like to annotate it because I did annotate the Thousand Floor, but you see, I kind of like stopped and I did read this one. But I think because I was in undergrad, let me go down because it's kind of weird. Because I was in undergrad school while I was trying to read, um, personal books, I kind of got to a point where I had to stop, you know, actually physically reading and just listen to the audiobook. That's what it was. But ooh, I love seeing my annotations. It just makes me so happy. I know this video is not about that, but one of the old ways that I would annotate, and I actually still annotate like this. What am I talking about? I'm just so chaotic that I use everything, okay? I use highlighter, colorful pens, tabs. I have a whole system. And don't worry, that video is coming soon. Crown of Feathers. This is another one that I annotated and that I actually wrote in pencil after and didn't put the tabs. But ooh, I love seeing my annotations. And this one is another series that I'm planning to read this year. So I want to reread book one and then the rest. A fun little fact about the Thirst series, which is one that I plan to reread and finish because I don't remember finishing book four and book five. And this was read before my annotating days. This was read on the day those dark times when I used to feel like my books were too precious. Mind you, they are still precious to me, okay? Let's get that right. But during those dark times when I didn't annotate my book and make it my own journey. Um, and let me just put this out there: if you don't like annotating, if you feel that it's messing up the book, it's defacing it, you know, that's perfectly fine. I was there, okay? And if you don't see yourself ever annotating, that's fine too. To each their own, all right? To each their own. But for me, this I plan on reading this year, and yeah, I'm annotating it. Oh, and the fun fact was that this series actually was the series that got me started and loving YA. So thank you, Thirst Series. And thank you, Christopher Pike. Because now YA is like my favorite. YA fantasy is like my favorite genre to read. So found a book that I am going to unhaul. I read this last year and it just didn't do it for me. And even as stunning as it is, I just can't keep a book because it's stunning. I passed that stage in my Bookstagram journey because before I used to keep books just because they were stunning and didn't unhaul them because I was like, oh, but Bookstagram picture. But yeah, I've grown out of that. And that is the end of the books I read on this show. Oh my goodness, guys. I cannot with my, oh, let me put this over there. So, you know what? I'm gonna count real quickly the books that I read. All right, guys, you ready for that number? I read 21 books from my whole shelf. I know. The shame of it all. The shame. The shame. Listen, we're fixing that. 2022 is that year. All those books, no. Actually, no. I mean, the majority of them I did read in 2021, but that's this bookshelf because
let me defend myself, okay? Let me plead my case.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I did read a lot of books from this bookshelf. So that's a good thing, but we'll leave that for another video. Let me bring this light down because it's just too much. There we go. It's sorry guys, it's just too much for me and it's not good for my epilepsy. Alrighty then. This is the current situation. So guys, I am a little bit embarrassed by this, but you know what? This video is great because it's going to keep me accountable, and the challenge is going to make me feel like, okay, I have to do these books. Like, we have to do this, all right? And you guys are going to be there to cheer me on and all of that along the way and see the progress of my shelves, because I will be giving like probably like maybe 3-month progress, 4-month, quarterly. What is it you call that? Quarterly? I'll also update you on my shelf status. And besides that, you'll see it. You'll see it in the videos. You know, when you watch my videos, you'll see it. So there you go. You know? Yeah. This book, I feel like I had it forever. I remember it was so hyped on Bookstagram, and that was why I got it when I first started reading YA. And I still haven't read it. And mind you, I started my Bookstagram in 2015. Yeah, so I think I got this in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, when was it published? 2016. Years later, still haven't read it. And if it's a series, I don't have the other ones. But I'm still keeping it. New pile. Books I did not finish. DNF. But that doesn't mean it was a bad thing, because I don't remember this being a bad book or a book that I wasn't enjoying. Because I don't like saying bad books, because I love all books, okay? But I don't remember this being a book I did not enjoy. So, yeah, DNF pile. All right, so I'm looking at this book like this because I am like, when did I get this? It was a book outlet purchase. Okay, but I haven't seen it in so long that I don't remember it. We don't need to see death by books, okay? Because all my book of the month books are up here basically, and then I have like a pile over here, as you can see a little bit of. Yeah, and my bookshelf is actually like a little bit breaking a little down there, so we're trying to hold this off, okay? We're trying to keep this until I could actually buy a new bookshelf. Okay guys, so operation, let me see which books I'm going to read on this shelf, complete. What came to mind not too long ago is that I'm also doing the Pop Sugar 2022 reading challenge. So I have to kind of see what books I have on that list as well, so I could include it here before I forget. And I also have to check my other bookshelves, because there's actually some books that I plan to read from there too. So some of the books that I left on here may have to go over there to the not reading this year pile, because it's just gonna be too much. So yeah, let me get those books together and come back. Okay guys, so I have been like back and forth checking my Goodreads pulling out books from here, getting the other ones that I plan to read this year. I added a few already. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to put um, all the series I plan to read up here on the top shelves in alphabetical order because that's how I like to keep it. It just makes it easier for me. And then I'll put like all the standalones or all like the like the regular fictional books in another area. I plan on like separating them so it just makes it more easier to find because remember it is going to be backwards with the spine in and the edges out. So I figured I will set everything up accordingly to like genre and stuff as well. So like that again it makes it a little easier for me to find these books even though I am going to have the picture for them, but just so I could kind of have everything organized because that's just my I just work better that way. Fruity Pebbles break. The girl's hungry. It is 11 o'clock at night. My hair looks crazy. I'm ready for a bath. It was a lot of work, but I'm glad I got it done. And now I'm going to show you the final outcome. Hey friends, okay, so Future Genie here, closing this video, but wait, don't exit yet because I wanted to explain my bookshelves. I have recorded, the process and me putting the books, flipping them backwards and all of that fun stuff, and I even went on to explaining stuff, but that video came out corrupt. So here's future me to kind of explain. Basically, what I did was I put all the books here. I separated them. So all of these up here on this first shelf is the series that I want to read. So it goes all the way here. Is actually the first two shelves. So yes, guys, you see I'm a little crazy. I'm a little chaotic. Yeah, so both of these two shelves are series that I want to read. That includes duologies, trilogies, full-blown series of like 5+ books. Yeah, I'm a little crazy. Do I think I'm gonna read them all in 2022? Well, out loud, I say yes. In my head, I'm like, girl, don't you think that's a little crazy? I did set my Goodreads goal to 75 books. That was another thing. I totally forgot to count them. So, you know what? I'll be right back. Let me count it real quick.
1 hour later.
Okay, so I finished counting these two shelves here. And there's already 78 books. So that's already going over my Goodreads goal. And I had to share that right now because knowing me, I'll keep counting and then I'll totally forget, oh, there was 78 here and then all of these. So yeah, 78 books on just these two shelves. So now let me count the rest of the books that I have that I plan on reading this year. Hello, I'm back. And guys, I have a total of 172 books that I plan on reading this year. I didn't realize that when I was putting it up there. You know what? But I'm gonna be a thug about it. All right. In the words of Dashi, I'm gonna be a thug about it, and no pressure. There's more than 172 because there's a lot of classics that I want to read. Yeah, and I even added some on my wish list because I plan on reading them. Hopefully I could get them. Um there's, oh my god, there's so many. There's books that I requested from the library. There's these secret videos that I'm planning to do, secret TBR ones. Oh, and there's some celebrity stuff that I'm adding. Guys, what was I thinking? There's probably like 200 books that I'm planning to read this year. I'm gonna do as much as I can. I'm not gonna put pressure on myself. There is no room for pressure here. Let's spacebar pressure's ass out of here because there's just no room here for that. We don't like her, okay? We don't like when negative Nancy Genie tries to take over. So I'm gonna finish as many books as possible from here and my secret TBR and the other videos I got planned for you guys and for my Patreon. I'm also going to share with you my whole process because I don't know what parts of the video were deleted, not deleted, but corrupt and just got messed up. Basically what I did was I took a picture of, all the books turned on their spine, and I have that on my phone, so like that it makes it easier for me to know where these books are at. And what I'm planning to do for this challenge is that I'm calling it kind of like a physical TBR knockout, like, yeah. Or if you have something more fun to name this challenge, put it down below because I'm pretty, I don't know what I want to call this. Let me explain what the other shelves have. So all of these right here are my romance books that I want to read this year. Well, hope to read this year. Let's use that word, hope. And then over here are all my book of the month books that I want to read because I had, as you can see, there's a whole shelf of it. So I have a lot of book of the month books that I would like to read, but these are the ones I definitely want to read this year. And then down here are all my like adult fiction, historical fiction books, and self-help books. So a few of them that I want to read, yeah, they down here. And then all of these from here to up to like about here somewhere. I think it's like somewhere here. I hope you can, no, you can't see that. Oh yeah, you can't see the fourth shelf. Wait, the fifth shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, did I count that? Hold up, let me do a recount.
10 years later.
I didn't count that fifth shelf. There's 212 books that in my world, in my head, I was trying to read this year. And like I said, that's not including all the other stuff that I have planned for you guys and my Patreon. By the way, if you're interested in joining my Patreon, I have that link down below. I would love for you to join. It's just another way to support me and my content. And yeah, so join the Shadow Fold. It's fun. That's what my Patreon Discord group is called. But anyways, I'm still gonna be a thug about it, all right? I'm still gonna be a thug about it. I'm from the Bronx, right? I'm Latina. I got that spice. I got that fire. I could do it. Am I saying that I could do all these books? Who knows, right? All I need is a dream, right? In my head, that's happening. I'm reading as we speak.
You serious?
Each video that I make, I'm probably gonna do it here, so like that with each video, you're gonna see books flip back around, and that's gonna tell you that that's a book that I read. So I'm excited for that, and I would love to challenge you to join me. Join me, even if you're not crazy like me and do 5 whole shelves. And mind you, this bookshelf has 6 rows, so the bottom row is not part of the challenge. I left the bottom row, normal on that the spine is facing outward. But yeah, I would love for you to join me on this journey. If you join my Patreon, we can vent about, our life choices on there, and talk about how's it going, because it is a challenge in there. And yeah, join me. Don't leave me hanging, Be a part of my squad. Be a Black heretic. That's a role in my Patreon Discord server. But yeah, join me, guys. Join me. Give me hope. All right? Give me hope that it's possible. I need you. But anyways, let me know in the comment down below. Are you as crazy as me? How many books are on your how many books are you planning to read this year? Are you doing any challenges? Are you joining me with this challenge? I would love it. And like I said, in my Patreon Discord group, we can cry about it, vent about it, scream about it together, okay? And with the random generator, if you want, we could even do it together, where I do it, and then, like, let's say if the number is 26, you go to your shelf and pick that, and I'll go to mine. I'll probably do that during my live shows. But yeah, let me know if you plan on joining me. I would love that. And yeah, if you made it all the way to this point in the video, I love you so much. Leave this emoji down below. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. 2022 is the year of dreaming and hoping that you read part of your physical TBR, because that's not even including the other shelves I have in my living room and the one I have in my room. Yeah, guys. But yeah, I love you guys so much. And I know I said that already, but I really do. And I appreciate you sticking here, making it to the end, and watching me and supporting me. Let me not have an existential crisis here, a midlife crisis. But yeah, we don't need to see that. So peace, guys, and until next time, and see you in my next video. Bye.